Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Fashion Experiment. It's Dr. Bridget, your professor of all things fashion. And today I'm back with another video. I did two videos on fashion sustainability, and I hope you watched. Today I'm going to get back to my usual trends. I'm going to talk about swimwear trends for 2022 inspired by Coachella. So let's get started. Hope you enjoy this one. I'm excited to create this. So Coachella was about a week and a half ago, and I had been, keeping up to date with the performers and just the styles. I really like that indie, free spirit, bohemian, chic, like every style meshed together that you can think of that you see at Coachella. And I realized in reviewing, all the press, uh, so many of the summer 22, so many of the swimwear trends that were forecasted for this season were right there at Coachella. So I was like, oh, I need to, do a compare and contrast so you can see it. So that's what we're going to do today. So in general, all of the forecasts for 22 and moving into 2023 are based on my consumer insights. Like I shared before, it's all about consumers, you and I, people, human beings, reconnecting with the world. So there was the resourceful consumer, and that consumer group was a consumer group that was all about sustainability, all about, taking care of one another, taking care of the earth, and making conscious decisions about what you wear. All right, so that's the resourceful consumer. And then we had our optimistic consumer, our joyful expression consumer that is celebrating life. And then the third consumer was connected, the consumer who was all about reconnecting to their world, reconnecting to family, to friends, to nature, just getting connected. And that one was really use technology to bring us back together, in addition to nature. So you'll see that each of the swimwear trends connects to these consumers. So, as I talk about trends, it's not just about clothes and looking cute and just, expressing yourself. It's so much more than that. It's so psychological. How do I feel? How am I expressing my thoughts, expressing my aspirations, my desires, and the way I present myself to the world and what I choose to wear. So, that's like really the foundation of it. And, when you see the end result and you see individuals in the public eye, these celebrities, these entertainers, doing what they do, looking cute, it's nice. It's part of our culture, but just understand that the foundation of it is so much more meaningful than that. But we all like to see, celebrities and people in the public eye. So these are some of the trends, and I highlighted the top three: celebrating joyful expression. It's the summertime, moving into summer, spring, and it's a time where people let loose a little bit, relax a little bit, vacation, try to enjoy life more. And that was at the top of the list for the trends. And I mean, you wear swimwear for a reason. So you're somewhere at the pool, at home, at the pool, at the beach, somewhere. So let's be joyful and enjoy life in our swimwear. The number two top trend was be a champion for women in diversity. So embracing all shapes, all sizes, all colors. We're gonna see that when we see the models that are wearing some of these trends, and we see that in our world, expressing acceptance of all people, all genders, non-gender, non-binary, all ethnicities, all colors, all body styles. Okay, that's wonderful, right? Embrace everyone, embrace yourself, and express yourself. Be joyful, be happy. And then number three on the list, and this is directly related to a design detail, patterns and prints. And connected to, um, I don't know what to call it, but how people are choosing to connect with their spirituality or connect with nature, even if it's not spiritual. I don't know. So tapping into the popularity of mystical themes. Me personally, just to share, I'm a Christian. I love God. I love Jesus. Um, I've looked at my horoscope, especially when I was younger, but that's not something that I believe in. I believe in Jesus. But I understand that people using crystals and, trying to harness energies and things like that from these materials is a trendy thing. And it's, very popular. And it's highlighted as an inspiration for a trend. So there's lots of prints and patterns with moons on it, stars, and the um yeah astrological prints, so like dark nights and different color variations between the dark purples and blacks and things like that. And you'll see this inspiration for clothing trends carrying over into fall winter also. So it's a big thing. All right, so here is images from Coachella 2022. So lots of performers and so many, like a very large percentage, I would say in the 90 percentile, 90% of all the performers wore garments that were consistent with swimwear, like a bra top and a bikini bottom or a one piece leotard type swimsuit look, like everything. And I'm like, wow, what we saw at this event was spot on for what was forecasted for the season. So it's like, and I'm going to break it down. Um, when you see how what's forecasted literally mirrors what's at um, this event, a very popular event with the most successful stars, um, for the culture now, this pop culture, hip hop culture, R&B type culture. Um, it really shows you uh, how fashion works and shows you that it's it's a real thing, like the theories of how things move in and out of style, theories about how something comes into trend and increases in trend. So now that the forecasts have been established and presented and shared, these individuals that are in the public eye are wearing these trends. It's going to trickle down. Everyone's going to see it and say, oh, I want that. And they're going to go out and find it. And that's how it works. And then the cycle just keeps going on and on and on and on. All right, so this look from Doja Cat and James Charles, or this design, like that curved fabric, is a trend that was forecasted for the connected consumer. And this speaks to the like futuristic interpretation of swimwear. And that's exactly what it is, like literally what it is. And for the most part, all the other trends here and on my next slide are taking your standard foundation for swimwear, a bikini top, a broad top bikini bottom, with different straps, and embellishing them or using a particular print. And whatever the print is, whatever the embellishment is, speaks to each of the consumer groups, the joyful expression consumer, the resourceful consumer, or the connected consumer. And that's what I'm going to speak to. And then this is another slide with some looks from Coachella. The Princess Nakia look speaks to sustainability, and I'll talk about that when we get to the slide. And then the other looks, again, are different interpretations, as I said, of our standard swimwear. And it's like, oh, so exciting for me to see how it's interpreted by different people. And we do the same thing, but it's like so cool because everybody for the most part, all the looks were from the swimwear category, just interpreted in different ways. And it was so cool for me to see that. All right, so the first trend is our Sugar Rush. This is very dainty, very delicate. The I would say like the traditional interpretation of a feminine look. So it's relevant. While it was not one of the standout themes or styles at Coachella, it's definitely relevant. The flirty feminine female exists. Many women fall into this category. The Eclectic Bohemian, this absolutely was on display at Coachella. So and that's really, I would say, what you typically think of when you think of Coachella. Like I said, you're in the desert of California, a mash up so many different styles in that free-spirited bohemian look. And that definitely was captured this season. All right, now we're at the new rave. The new rave. It's all about having fun, having a party, but not the old rave. Not so much of that. But the new rave is basically just a reinterpretation of what we know as that rave. So it's inspired by the 80s and the 90s, the string bikini. And that's basically all it is, with the bright pops of color, the tie-dye prints, or a psychedelic print or pattern. And that's what you see. And the optical illusion also was a popular print or pattern for summer and spring. All right. And then the next slide here also plays off of that new rave. I would say the vibrant vacation. We're still embracing bright colors, but we're doing it in a fun way, but not like a wild party way, is what I'll say. All right. But it's very adult and grown up, but still sexy, still cute, a little revealing. I like the rings detail that's used in this look. And there's so many different variations and ways to express the vibrant vacation, because you'll find so many different prints and patterns. While you're going to get the florals, you'll get other variations like the tropical print also. But it's all about being bright and bold and being joyful and expressing yourself in your clothing. All right, so this design also was seen at Coachella, Upcycle Clash. And this speaks directly to sustainability. So when I did my sustainability videos, I talked about how different brands and designers are choosing to use sustainable techniques. So upcycling is just taking unwanted fabrics and repurposing them, giving them new life. So that's why some of the garments look like they are matching prints and patterns, because it's to look as if you took scraps and put them together to create something different. And that's basically what the trend is. And you're definitely going to see this. The look that Princess, I can't remember her name, Princess wore, speaks to this upcycle clash trend. Female forms. So this is a cool one, because while swimwear is figure hugging and form hugging, it doesn't always, the detail or design, the design of the garment, the details of the garment don't always seek to accentuate the body. But this is a trend where the way the garment is constructed and put together to accentuate the bust, to accentuate the abdomen, to accentuate the hips, or to accentuate your collarbone. And that's a cool trend. The look that Megan Thee Stallion wore in one of her performances, I think it was 2 performances, used this exact trend. Exactly. It was all different strips of fabric sewn together and constructed in a manner that accentuated different areas of her body. And then the empowered avatar. So this is the trend that Doja Cat wore and James Charles wore. And as I said before, it speaks to a futuristic take on swimwear. And while you're accentuating the shoulder or accentuating the bust, the shape of the swimwear is what makes it futuristic. Because, typically it's a shape, I would say oval shape. That's the shape of your breast that covers your breast. But this irregular shaped top, is different, very fashion forward and forward looking, and it's really cool. And it was exciting to see it at Coachella, and knowing that it is a new trend, it will absolutely be um, become more popular and spread to the masses, and you will see it interpreted in different ways at different levels of the fashion industry, from the runway down to specialty stores and regular retail stores that are more affordable. And then exaggerated realities. This is a friend of the avatar in that it's about adding volume and structured pieces, structured design details to the garment, to the swimwear, which again is not something that we typically have seen. So this is where we're going. We're trying to elevate our swimwear and move it forward and make it more futuristic. And that is another trend that we will absolutely continue to see, just the added structure to build up the suit and build it out. And that's why it becomes, almost, not almost, becomes a garment that can transition beyond, a beach or pool. And that's why you see it worn in different ways, in different variations. And that's another cool thing too, because now we're able to expand this category of clothing that historically has always just been worn, at the beach. Maybe you see somebody wearing a swimsuit top with a bottom, but really it's now being designed to extend its life beyond one environment, really. And that's really cool. I love it all. I love it all. All right, and this is the last slide. This slide speaks to two trends that are relevant, but again, not the most visible at Coachella, but still relevant for this category of swimwear. So earthy minerals and the simplicity trend. And oops, I'm sorry. I like them both because it speaks to the person who is not that flashy, bright person. They want to update their swimwear, and this is a modern, subtle way to do that. I like the simplicity trend because it takes your standard swimwear shapes and adds detail in a simple way. And the detail is mainly focused on the straps, using different strap designs. So in the back of this orange swimsuit, it's a Y strap instead of just the standard two straps. So a simple change, a simple twist that really elevates the look. And the earthy minerals just speaks to the consumer group who wants to, again, reconnect. We're reconnecting with the world, with individuals in our world, and we're reconnecting with the earth, and the earth tones speak to that. So again, not into bright, bold colors. Come see me, come party with me. Just relaxing, getting back to myself, getting back to nature. And these are swimwear options that help that individual, that consumer group, express themselves in that way, right? All right, so I enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please be sure to check out some more videos on my channel, and I'll be back soon with some more videos, everybody. Bye.